Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. We are the Dalek and we have taken over the Australian server. Exterminate!
Yes, folks. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that voice any longer. There are bots on the Australian server. It's actually only tiers 5 and below, so from tier 5 to tier 1, or including tier 5, there are bots. A maximum of 7 bots per side, and to be honest, every game I have played in those tiers, there has been 7 bots per side, because the population of the Australian server is so low, they really do need them in the lower tiers. The matchmaking has also been changed on our server, and it looks like it may be coming to a server near you. That is, they have reduced the amount of 357 matchmaking, and is much more likely now to get 2 tiers. Now, this is a game where I did get 3 tiers, and I was bottom tier, and as a protest, I'm committing suicide. I have decided that every single time I end up bottom tier in a 357 game, I'm just going to kill myself as a protest, because it is purely a money-making exercise designed to get everyone to spend more money on gold ammunition. And I figure the whole time I've been playing World of Tanks, I've had a premium subscription. It cost me about $180 a year, and I think that's enough to spend on a game. I don't want to have to spend money on ammunition and everything else, so they can go jump as far as that goes. Now, I'm not sure why I didn't get a medal there. Perhaps if you kill yourself without doing any damage, you don't get a medal for like a patrol duty or whatever it is for spotting all those tanks, but anyway. That's what I've been doing, just killing myself if I'm bottom tier. However, I haven't had to do it that much. Now, they have, since this happened, it became very, very popular here. Let me tell you what's happened. So, since they made the changes to the server, within a couple of days actually, I noticed the Australian population went from around about 900 to 1100 in peak times, which is, you know, like your Saturday night, that sort of stuff, to around, I think it was 1800 and something the other night. So hasn't quite doubled the population of the Australian server, but it's made a huge difference. And checking it out now, the population is still high. So this seems to be working pretty well. It doesn't appear to have made that much difference on the SEA server. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just spotting. Hasn't made a lot of difference on the SEA server. The population seems to be similar, but on the Australian server, it's definitely increased the population a lot. Now, since they've made that change, they've come out. I've just received an email, I think it was yesterday, or might have been the day before, saying that they have changed the matchmaker again to have even less 357 games. Now, since then, I haven't had a 357 match yet. Haven't played a lot of games, but I haven't had a 357, so it looks like they're trying to, where possible, eliminate it. Now, one of the ways they're doing that is this game right here you're watching. Every single tank in the game on both sides is a tier 8. Because obviously they have had an excess of tier 8 tanks, and it looks like they're getting rid of those tanks by just having purely tier 8 games. Now, I do get some tier 8, tier 9 games. I haven't, since the last couple of days I've been playing, since the second changes, I haven't had any like tier 8, tier 7 games. Haven't been top tier at all. But I've been equal top tier, tier 8 games, which is fine. And I've been in some tier 9, tier 8 games. But I haven't had any 357 matchmaking yet. I'm able to shoot that tank because I know, because I keep spotting that LTG every time he pops up, I know he's hiding, and so I'm able to take a shot there. So I'm just trying to do some spotting here if you're watching this gameplay in the background. But yeah, I'm actually thinking it's a lot better. So am I going to come back to World Tanks and keep playing? I don't know yet. I'm actually, for the first time in my life, playing without a premium account, and I don't know if the matchmaker is enough yet, because when you're tier 8 only, I played a game in my T44, actually I can see it's just showing names, not tanks there. Let me fix that word, there you go. I played a game in my T44. I've had the best game I've ever had in my T44, but I noticed that a lot of the premium tier 8s are quite overpowered, and there's quite a few tanks I really can't pen. They just drive at you and there's nothing you can do. So I'm still not real happy about that. I don't know if they can fix that though. And the amount of premium ammunition being sprayed is another issue. Although the amount of premium ammunition being sprayed appears to have reduced substantially since they've made this change. I think the majority of players are prepared to accept that they might be in the odd game where they can't penetrate other tanks very well, but are prepared to sort of say, okay, well, it doesn't matter if I don't do that well in this game because I'm going to probably have good matchmaking in my next game. Whereas before, I think it was a case of almost all of your games had terrible matchmaking, so many people decided, well, if I'm going to have any sort of fun at all, I have to use premium ammunition. Whereas now, I think people are saying, oh, well, I don't mind if I can't penetrate many tanks in this match because the next match I'll be okay. And so there seems to be a lot less gold ammunition going around. So it kind of has helped that situation a bit. But the tier 8 is still a little bit tough due to the some of the premium tanks that can't be penned. The T44, that guy there, does pretty good in this game, actually. We have this IKV. I want to take a shot at him. I'm just waiting for that T44 to not pop up over the hill. I keep spotting him so he can't stay there. I just got to time my shots at this IKV with him not being on the ridge. We'll work it out, I think. So, yeah, now what I'll do in a minute, just after this game, I'll show you the email, the latest email they sent me, and I'll read it out to you, and then we'll have a look at a game. I've got a tier 4 game for you with some bots in it, and we can have a look at the bot behaviour in it. The bots do a bit of damage. They don't tend to figure in the top bunch of damage very often, but most of them will get sort of at least one hit in during the game. They're not particularly clever, especially at the start of the game. You tend to run into them. What I've noticed is they must have it in their programming that if you're about to run into them at the start, then they have to change course to get out of your way. Unfortunately, due to, I guess, just the lag between the server and them making a decision and they're coming back, everything, what tends to happen is it's when you actually hit them, they decide to change direction, which happens to be when you decide to change direction because you want to get out of their way, and they just end up driving in your way again. So that's they can be a bit of a problem. I tried to track him there so that my other teammate get another shot in, but actually all I did was give away my position without hitting him. So I decided to hang around long enough to get a hit in, and now I'm going to run for it because I know that Centurion's probably lining me up now. I mean a Carnarvon. What is it? Carnarvon AX. Yeah, there he goes. Looks like we're going to lose this game, but hey, what can you do? I've done as much spotting as I can do. No one's shooting any tanks at that end of the map anymore, so there's no point in me staying there. So yeah, it's the game is much more enjoyable now with this matchmaker. So if I was you guys, because from it looks like Wargame is hinting at introducing this to the rest of the servers. As far as the bots go, I don't know whether that's... Playing with bots isn't as good as playing with humans. There's no doubt about that. It's more fun playing with humans. But if your server population is so low that you can't play with humans, then yeah, it's probably worth it. I didn't know the Black Prince was there. I kind of just committed suicide there. Oh dear. Yeah, I think if your server population is so low that you can't get low tier games, which is the case in the Australian server, tier sort of 4 and below, you just couldn't even get a game, then obviously the bots are a good thing. They're not great players, but they're not terrible, but it always gives equal numbers of bots to each side, so that's okay. I think some players have the attitude that they're going to farm the bots first. I don't do that. I try and go for humans first because, yeah, obviously you want to get rid of the humans. I sounded like a robot when I said that. You want to get rid of the humans? What I meant was you want to get rid of their best players first if you can. And the bots should be easy to clean up afterwards. So anyway, going for this Crusader, we get a nice shot there on the move. He's actually woken up that I'm here now. And then I make a bit of a mistake here. I give him an angle on me. When he shoots me, he actually kills himself. I've been hit here. I think I use a repair kit on my tracks. My ammo rack is damaged, so I'm taking ages to reload, but I don't want to repair the ammo rack because I can't win the game. It's just me against how many tanks is it? 6 or 7 tanks. I'm not going to win, and I don't want to spend the whatever 20,000 credits on a really good repair kit, even though I have one sitting there. So I figure I'm just going to go with it, whatever, spot whatever I can spot or shoot whatever I can shoot. If I only get one more shot off, well, so be it. And as luck would have it, yes, we spot him. Can we zigzag and avoid the incoming shot? Oh, he loses the shot. That GW Tiger is really hard to aim end of game. I'm driving it myself at the moment. Yeah, it's an awful. End of game wise, it's an awful SPG. Oh, he's almost in a position to get a shot on me. He just can't get around on me, the poor guy. And it's taken me forever to reload because of my ammo rack. Oh dear. Anyway, bit of fun. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at this bots game. No, actually we'll have a look at the email and then we'll have a look at the bots game. Let's do that. The game ends. So for those of you who give a damn, here's the screenshots from that game. We had a pretty good impact, 1500 spotting damage, 1200 damage, not bad. Here is the latest email that I received yesterday or the day before. Say hello to my little tier 2 matchmaking. Your feedback about the matchmaker has given us enough information to begin live trials for several tweaks to the system. Essentially, we'll be reducing the prominence of 357 system, yay! By introducing more 2-tier battle templates. The trial is now live on the Asian servers alongside the introduction of bots tier 1 to 5, which is not for the Asian servers, only for the Australian server. And we invite you to help test improvements, blah blah blah. Battle bots rolling out. As you can see, bots here, it says ANZ server. ANZ means Australia, New Zealand. Blah 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 blah. Learn more. Let's learn more about the matchmaking tweaks. Loading. I'm just going to move this. Hopefully that doesn't give anybody an epileptic fit. Okay, so improvements coming to Asia, matchmaking and bots, blah blah blah. Through thorough research and feedback gathering, in other words, we started losing players, we have identified problems that we aim to rectify over time. We specifically noted 2 key issues with the current matchmaker. Long waiting tiers on the ANZ server. Tiers 1 to 5, yes that's true, you're not long waiting, you just couldn't get a game. Current matchmaking is often not enjoyable for lower tier tanks. There's too high a ratio of battles in which tanks can feel ineffective. True. Tweaking, blah blah blah. I'm going to skip that, it just says with feedback. Matchmaker tweaks, okay. We are hard at work on a complete overhaul of the matchmaker infrastructure and architecture. But as a stopgap to help alleviate the related issues, a matchmaking tweak will be released as part of the upcoming micro patch. So, that sounds like they're going to roll this out to all of the servers, including North America, Europe, and so on. So that's good news, because you're not going to do a complete overhaul of matchmaker infrastructure just for 1,000 to 2,000 people on the Australian server, are you? No, you're not. So obviously they know they're losing players out of Matchmaker and they decide to do something about it. I mean, it was completely designed to make money and they've obviously just gone too far. This micro patch aims to maximise your battlefield experience by addressing these points. Improves the combat experience for all tanks, switching priorities to decrease the amount of battles where there are 3 tiers within a single battle. The trial matchmaker will switch its priority to increase the amount of 2-tier battles when compared to 357. This means there are 2 new templates, which are 6-9 for tiers 10 and 9 and 7-8 for all the other tiers. So that means that tiers 10 and 9 can expect to have 6 top tier tanks and 9 bottom tier tanks, and everybody else can have 7 top tier tanks and 8 bottom tier tanks in most of their battles. Also, those who take part in the battle for Parental Premium, so if you've got a premium tank vehicles, will see increasing amount of battles with vehicles the same or 1 tier lower. While it will be possible to get in a battle with vehicles 1 tier higher, these instances will be rarer due to switching priorities. This is just the first step based on the old architecture, and we are adjusting it with a trial period. The statistics and feedback from this trial will be collected and analysed later this year and will help create a future matchmaker architecture. Sounds like they're not going to do it till next year. At the moment there is no finalised date of the trial will end, but but the more it's tested, the more information we're able to go, okay. I would say it's going really well, and the second lot of tweaks they've done, so the first lot, this is pretty much what it said. In the second lot, and that email's basically saying they've reduced the 357 even more and made more 2 tiers, and it's a lot better. I think really they should just do away with 357 altogether, but we'll see. The decision to add bots was taken to make the game more convenient. Okay, so this is more about the bots. If you want to know about that, we noticed that it was a long time, like I say, you couldn't get into battles. With adding more tanks and vehicles into the queue, those who are new to the game or starting a new tech tree will spend less time staring at a timer and more time adrenaline-fueled battles. Yeah, it's still taking about 2.5 minutes, and we're getting bots, but before you just could not get a game. I have heard from people, I haven't tried tier 1, but I did hear some comments, I read them on the forum, that someone said tier 1 battle, they still couldn't get a tier 1 battle, even with bots. They had to go and play on the SCA or the Hong Kong server. So it looks like tier 1, maybe it's still not working for, but tier 2 I can confirm I was getting games after a couple of minutes, 2.5 minutes, something like that. 20 seconds or more before, so how it works is it's series 1 to 5, there are a maximum of 7 bots per team. It's 20 seconds or more before the matchmaker adds bots to the battle, which it always is. A semicolon and a special badge in front of their names, it's how you know they're bots, and it's every map. Yeah, check out the full bots FAQ here. Alright, what the FAQ? Rollout, when will they be available? From November 13th onwards. So they tried it for about a week, and then they've added a second tweak to, not the bots for the matchmaker, added a second tweak, but the bots and the matchmaker came out at the same time. It's now, somewhere here it says that it's only for the ANZ server, here we are, and the LATAM, which is the Latin American server. They're the only ones getting the bots at the moment, and there's no intention, no plans to implement this feature into any other server, including Hong Kong, North America, and Europe. So it looks like it's only a low population thing, the bots. So if you're worried about them introducing bots, it's only on low population servers, which is great because otherwise we can't play. But yeah, I mean, definitely you would prefer to have players if you could. And that's about all we need to know. So there you go. I hope that makes sense. Alright, so here we go. So you can see here that the bots on the name have a little tank symbol here, and then they also have a semicolon in front of their name. When you look at the stats, it just has a semicolon. It doesn't have that little robot, little tank symbol next to it. There are 7 bots on each team. On our team, it is the 14 TP, a pair of Type 91s, there's always Type 91 bots in these low tier games, a Cruiser 4, a Locust, a Panzer T15 and a T46. So the map is Prokhorovka, isn't it? Yes it is, and I'm heading for the I'm heading for the hill. We have a Lux, who is a human player who's going to do some pretty aggressive spotting, although I didn't know at the time. So I was being a little conservative, and I probably should have been more aggressive, but we'll see in a minute. I'm going to speed this up a little bit here. I am driving the Italian Tier 4 medium, the P26/40. It's pretty okay. It's okay on the flat, but on the hills, watch this. So I think I'm doing normal speed now. We're doing 10, 14, 11 kilometers an hour up the hill. So it's pretty slow. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit again. So you can already see on our team too that our bots are already dead. So yeah. So our Locust has been doing some very aggressive spotting. I'm just, there's a T28 on the hill on their team. I'm just waiting for him to pop over the hill and I'll put a shot into him. Someone is indicating for me to move forward. Who's that? The Lux is asking me to move forward. I didn't actually see that during the gameplay. I should have done that. But I was a bit worried. If you get caught out in the open with this thing, it's not good. It just doesn't have the speed to get away again, like a Lux does. But Lux is moving in. I see the Lux moving in and I think, oh, I better go and help him because he's spotting the guy and I don't want him to die. I would need to keep him alive. So had I moved forward when he asked, if I knew that he was going to move in like this, I would have moved in back then. But I didn't actually see him. Anyway, we get rid of that guy. This M2 medium is actually a human player. And I don't think he's aiming at me, but I decide to shoot, then move a little bit. It'll expose a bit less of my tank. And we get the finishing shot in him. As you can see, this gun does about 110 damage, which is a lot for a Tier 4 gun. Take a blind shot there at that Type 91. It is a bot player. Type 91s are awful tanks. I think I have reviewed that tank. Tier 3 Japanese monstrosity. As you can see, it's a huge soft target and it has a terrible gun from memory as well. This Key Knee is also a bot. He's actually been doing some good job there down there though. They tend to go to pretty good spots, the bots. Well, our two Type 91s went to terrible spots, just hanging around down the back of the map. But that particular, some of them do go to the middle and try and sort of do spotting and stuff like that. The only thing is they tend to overexpose themselves. So, particularly, see here's the Key Knee, right, so he's driven right out now where everyone can shoot at him. Unfortunately I missed. It is fairly long range there and he dies before my shot goes out. I think my shot missed anyway, so I decided now to move forward. Since the Lux has gone up the hill, I know there's nothing in front of me, so I decided to start moving. So you can see the enemy team just lost its last bot, just that second there. It was a T28, and we still have 2 bots left in our team. Now, believe it or not, those 2 bots turn out to be crucial in this game, which is one of the reasons why I picked this game to show you, because we can see a bit of bot behaviour. Actually, while we're moving, can we change tanks? No, we can't. I'm pretty sure you used to be able to change tanks during replays. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm going to speed this up 2 times. So I think it was the Lux that spotted the AMX artillery on their team there. So I'm moving up and the Lux is now moving up as well. Am I in the tank? Yeah, now I'm in the tank. And he has now spotted the AMX again. Can I get a shot? There's a building in the way. And forget it. Okay. So I decide to use this cover here. Matilda's been spotted. I don't know if it's by me or by the Lux. Line him up. I'm using the rock for partial cover here, and Matilda shoots at me, so obviously maybe I spotted the Matilda. At any rate, he's got a very rapid firing gun, so he is going to prevent me from driving out across. I move around a little bit till I know I'm not spotted anymore, then decide to pull up this bush, and my camouflage net and binoculars have activated. So as you see, the Type 91's still doing pretty much nothing. We've got a DW2 on our team who is advancing towards the enemy, so hopefully they shoot him and get lit up. It's not a great tank. We have our 10 TP down on the other side there as well. Might just move it to 2 times. Anyway, are the bots a good thing? I think if you're on a server with a very low population, you can't get a game, then obviously they are a good thing. They do change the dynamics of the game a little bit more. It's obviously if you drive around the open, you're going to get shot, which you would have anyway. But yeah, they tend not to shoot very often, so they tend to take a lot more time between shots than a human player. So they're not anywhere near as dangerous. However, when they aim at the centre, and of course they lock onto the centre. Human players, including myself, tend to get the jitters sometimes and accidentally move the mouse a little bit incorrectly, or start aiming at the wrong part of the tank and then have to move the mouse. Whereas I'm just assuming that a bot will automatically aim at the centre all the time, so their chance of hitting is probably better, I imagine, which might be why they don't fire so often. I've got a feeling they're programmed not to fire too often to make up for the fact that they're probably more accurate than a human. So this Type 91 has now decided to start moving forward, so hopefully he will get shot at and light the enemy up. He is getting shot at, but he's not lighting the enemy up, so I decide I've got to move now. I know I'm going to get torn to pieces moving across this field, but now is the only chance I'm going to get. It's while they're shooting at the Type 91, hopefully they'll keep shooting at him, and that'll let me get close enough to actually spot them, because they're obviously double bushed. So I need to get past the first layer of bushes so I can spot them. Okay, well I know where the Matilda is now. Look at that. 2 shots from Matilda straight off. Bam, bam. only 55 points of damage per shot, and I do 110, so I do exactly damage, double the amount of damage per shot. I've got a couple into him now, but I've been shot back by the Valentine now as well. But yeah, I'm a bit quicker than he is. He's very slow. So I get that. I try and turn around, and I was going to use the Matilda for cover, but the Valentine wipes me out. But anyway, we got the Matilda, which is probably the most dangerous tank left in the field, so that's good. We've got a Sav, M43, and 2 bots left on our team against the Valentine on their team. Both the Valentine and the Sav had 3 kills each, so that Matilda there had 5 kills. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to speed this up, and then at the end we're going to see something very interesting. So the bot on our team has started capping. I'm going to slow this down again two times. Go to 2 times, and then I'll go to 4 times till we... Unfortunately, I can't move the camera. I didn't move it in-game until a bit later, so but we will watch the bot in a second. And here we go. Here's the bot. Now, watch this. He drives up to the edge of cap and stops. So it's obviously, look at the way he's moving, he's obviously intentionally capping. And it looks like they're programmed to keep driving around the cap, which means they're not sitting ducks for artillery. Now, the Valentine has been spotted, which is spotted, and straight away turns his gun, but he doesn't fire. Now, he's been hit, and so all his cap points are lost. And he's manoeuvring when he really could have been aiming and shooting. I thought he was manoeuvring to present his strongest frontal armour, but he doesn't do that either. He fires a shot which misses, but because he's spotted, our other tank destroyer, our Sav, is able to eliminate the Valentine. So the bot won the game for us. So do they make a difference? Yes, they do. So to sum up, the bots, I think, is obviously a good thing because I can't play without them, and they seem to be okay. It's not as challenging as human players, but you know, it's the same for both teams. Both teams have the same number of bots, so it's fair, just less challenging because making mistakes is a little bit more forgiven. One thing though, the bots do spot you in places where you wouldn't normally get spotted because they drive in really stupid positions that normal players wouldn't drive in, that can get you spotted. So it does change the dynamics of the game a little bit, but overall, yeah, I think it's a good thing. In case you're interested in the game stats, we did all right. 4 kills, and we finished second on our team. The Lux finished top, which was well deserved. He did really good scouting, and I wish I had supported him earlier. Anyway, sorry about that. And there you go. I don't have a premium account at the moment, so I'm waiting to see if I'm going to keep playing or not before I decide to get a premium account or not. I hope you enjoyed this little look at the world of the Daleks, and yeah, maybe I'll start making videos again. I haven't decided yet, but we'll have to wait and see. All the best to you all, and thank you for all the really nice comments I got when I did uninstall the game. Due to all the matchmaking and all that sort of stuff. So thanks for all the really nice comments I got. It was really very, very nice to see all that. And I wish you all the best, and who knows, a new matchmaker coming to you soon, perhaps.